when Andie MacDowell was married to model Paul Qualley, which resulted in not one but two Nepo babies? I do. It was 1985, Coke launched their new formula, which made everyone mad. You could no longer get your kicks on Route 66. Dr. Robert Ballard discovered the Titanic wreckage. And Andie MacDowell met Paul Qualley, both 27, on the set of a Gap ad. At that point in time, Andie was making a name for herself as a model. She only had 2 film credits under her belt, Greystoke, The Legend of Tarzan, Lord of the Apes, with Highlander himself, Christopher Lambert, and the Brat Pack hit St. Elmo's Fire, which had only premiered a month earlier. Now, Paul was a model too, obviously, but his family also owned a ranch in Montana. By 1986, the pair were married and had moved to a 3,000-acre ranch in Missoula. Paul built their house with his own 2 hands, and by that I mean he renovated a pre-existing log cabin. They also collaborated on another project together. This time it was their son Justin, who was born in August of that year. In 1989, they continued to grow their family, welcoming second collab daughter Rainey in March of 1989. Apparently we share a birthday. Who knew? When Andie was not busy growing her family, she was growing her film career with a lead in the film Intercourse, Lies, and Videotape. Don't blame me, blame this app. It premiered that August and apparently caused some tension in her marriage. Meanwhile, Paul had given up his modeling career to be a stay-at-home dad while Andie worked. In 1994, Andie appeared in the hit Four Weddings and a Funeral. Her family expanded again, welcoming their third collab, Margaret, in October of that same year. Yes, that Margaret Qualley. 4 years later, Andie decided that she didn't want to grow older in the middle of nowhere among people who weren't her family and moved everyone to South Carolina to be closer to her sister. And while that might have been the right move for Andie personally, it did not appear to be the right move for her marriage. Andie may have painted a picture of an idyllic, enviable life where her husband managed the kids while she raked in buckets of money, but behind the scenes, Paul didn't like the sexier roles that Andie had been taking on. Hence the tension. By 1999, after 13 years of marriage, the couple had split. Andie said that being single at 40 was difficult. She struggled. She became a closeted chain smoker. There were rumors that she dated Harvey Keitel, who was 19 years her senior, and her dinner with Friends co-star Dennis Quaid, which she denied. However, Margaret revealed that Andie came home one day and was like, "Margaret, I know how much you love The Parent Trap." And Margaret was like, "Yeah?" And then Dennis Quaid walked in. Meanwhile, the main reason why Margaret liked The Parent Trap and kept telling her parents about it was because she wanted Andie and Paul to get back together, not for her mother to date Dennis Quaid. Eventually, Andie found love again with a former classmate. One of Andie's sisters had reconnected her with former Gaffney High School classmate Rhett Hartzog. Rhett had graduated in '77, while Andie had graduated the year before. Apparently, they had known each other since high school, and their families were good friends. In June of 2001, Rhett, a 42-year-old Southern gentleman whose family owned Hartzog's Gifts and Fine Jewelers, asked for Andie's hand in marriage. He revealed that he had had a crush on Andie in school. Gushing about his bride-to-be, he said, "She's such a great person, a great mother, and a good Christian. She's as pretty on the inside as she is on the outside." The wedding was held shortly thereafter on November 10th of that year. 450 of their closest friends and family attended their holy nuptials in Asheville, North Carolina. The ceremony was held at the Central United Methodist Church with a reception at Biltmore Forest Country Club. Justin walked his mother down the aisle in her Vera Wang gown. Paul was apparently happy for Andie. He said that he was glad for her, if it now meant that she could provide their 3 children with more security. Backhanded. Andie said, "Who knows if he said it or not. I think I was stable the whole time, and that's not why I got remarried. I married because I love my husband." She then took Paul's remark and lobbed it right back, saying, "He was not really Mr. Mom any more than I was Mrs. Mom. We had nannies." Unfortunately, Andie and Rhett's high school reunion was short-lived, and Andie filed for divorce in October of 2004, less than 3 years into the marriage. But then, in January 2006, it was announced that Andie was set to be married for a 3rd time, this time to local entrepreneur Kevin Gagan. Kevin owned a used car business, a golf course, and some other stuff in North Carolina. He had asked for Andie's hand in marriage over the Christmas holidays. The two never set a wedding date, though, and eventually their relationship fizzled out and faded away into obscurity. Paul, for his part, seemed to go back to living a private life, but the pair still had 3 kids together and have recently become grandparents. Justin, who lives in Montana away from the spotlight, welcomed a daughter in 2022 with wife Nicolette. And Taylor Swift wasn't the only important guest at Margaret's 2023 wedding to Jack Antonoff. Both Andie and Paul attended their youngest nuptials in New Jersey. I remember when Jack was just a kid in Steel Train playing a little side stage at Warped Tour. Memories. Rainey made them grandparents for a second time when she welcomed her collab, Bluebell Coyote, in December of 2024 with partner Anthony Wilson. Rainey was Miss Golden Globe in 2012 and is also an actress. Most recently, Margaret appeared in Made with her mom and took her dad to the 2025 Golden Globes. That's cute. Thanks so much for watching. I hope you liked this one. If you did, please save it and share it with your friends. It really does help spread the good word of the cult. And don't forget to follow me over the gram and the tube just in case. Also, we have stickers and pins and a bookmark over at cultofmegs.lol where you can show off your pride. We've even got this one, which really fits this whole Nepo baby theme because it's a take on the universal sign. Anyway, good day, and may the cult be with you.